everybody. Break out your spandex, your Zippo, and 2 cans of hairspray because we're going back to 1989, doing Every Rose Has Its Thorn by Poison. This is actually the third song I teach in my beginner level 1 class. That whole semester, we're really focusing on 3 or 4 chords, G, C, D, E minor. We're not getting into 1,000 chords that first semester. We're working on other things like tempos and different strumming patterns and things like that. So Every Rose is also a G, C, D, E minor song, but there's some variations. Those variations help us kind of build our vocabulary. This G chord is more, I can describe it as a rock and roll G chord. Where we're going to take this third finger, we're going to move it over 1 string. So it's going to be at the 3rd fret of the 2nd string, and then that 4th finger is going to go where that 3rd finger was. So that's our G. Now the C chord we have in this song is a C add 9. Fancy name, simple chord to actually play because it's almost exactly the same as this. What we're going to do is keep 3 and 4 where they are, and then we're just going to move 1 and 2 over. Our 3rd chord is D, just regular old D, and then we have E minor. However, we do also come across our regular old C chord. There's one other alteration, and that is going from the D chord to what's called a D sus chord. It's also known as a D suspended 4, or D sus 4, or simply D sus. So you're just taking your fingering for the D chord and then adding the 4th finger right next to the 3rd finger, 3rd fret, 1st string. Every Rose Has Its Thorn is a 16th note pattern. So your arm is going to be moving in 1 E enda, 2 E enda, 3 E enda, 4 E enda. So that's how we count 16ths. Now the actual pattern is this: down, down, up, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down. And you're going back and forth between G and C add 9. We have G and C add 9 in the intro, we have it in the verse, we have it in the chorus, we have it in the interlude, we have it in the guitar solo, so it's everywhere. If you have G to C add 9, you have the strumming pattern, you're going to be in good shape. There really isn't a strumming pattern in this song. I don't know when they recorded it, if the singer was singing and playing acoustic guitar at the same time, or they just wanted it to sound like that. It does sound like that. So it's pretty loose. Maybe this pattern I'm giving you might hear it a couple times in the song, but for our purposes, beginning guitar, it's going to be much more manageable and much more beneficial going forward to other songs to learn this pattern. If you like, you can break it down into 3 smaller sections, the strumming pattern. So you can go down, down. So you get 2 downs in a row on the beats. 1 E enda, 2 E enda. Then we get up, up, down. Probably the trickiest part, if you find it tricky at all, because it's a little bit syncopated. Down, down, up, up, down, up. If you ever have 2 ups in a row, that means there must be at least 1 down in between. Up, up, down. So down, down, up, down. And then we put our last part in, which is actually pretty easy. This is just straight up, down, up. Just right in a row. Up, down, up. And then the whole thing starts over. Down, down, up, down, up. Then you change chords. When there are 2 chords in the measure, change chord on the first up of the strumming pattern. Down, down, up, down. that gets us through those two measures. Now we have one of the only places in this song where the strumming pattern changes, and that is measure 11. Down. And we go down, down, up, down, down, up, twice. And back to C add 9. And that takes us to the chorus. Now this is why I said don't let go of the D chord. Just put that fourth finger down, because right away you come back to the D chord. So it's down, down, up. So the second down is the D sus, and the very next up, you're going back to the D chord. Down, down, up, down, down, up, D, sus, D, sus, D. At measure 17, we get G to D, and then the next measure, C add 9 G. We're changing on the first up. Then we're at ending 1, and that puts us in the interlude, G, C add 9. We go back, we play verse 2, we play chorus 2, and then we have our second ending. Now here is where I have kind of done something hopefully creative with the arrangement to give us a sense of building into the bridge. So we can go 1. Okay, so we're building up in all down strums. You could even do it in 16ths if you want. So the bridge is just 4 measures long. 2 of those measures are the same. Measure 1 and measure 3 are the same. Measure 4 of the bridge, which in our chart is measure 29, is just 1 chord. So the first measure of the bridge, 2 chords. What are you going to do? You're going to change on the first up, E minor to D. Strumming pattern for measures 1, 3, and 4 of the bridge are the pattern we've been playing this whole time. It only changes in the second measure when we have 3 chords in that measure. That's all it is, E minor. And I would recommend using fingers 1 and 2 on E minor. I know sometimes we use 2 and 3, but the reason is we got to go to that D chord, and that puts them, boom, right in the same fret, almost the same shape. But they can move over a little more easily than that. Here we have 3 chords. After the first beat where we have a quarter note, it's the same rhythm 3 times. Ta, 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 ta. C, ta, 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 ta. Strumming, down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, down, up. Finally, the last measure of the bridge is the regular old C chord. Now we're in the guitar solo. Familiar territory. The first 4 bars of that guitar solo are our regular old G to C add 9. Then the next 4 bars are exactly the bridge. Interlude 2, you can even do a little tap on the guitar like this. Trying to bring it down. This is when the talk to your audience, they get the zippos out. Okay, now we're back into strumming, verse 3, when the vocal comes back in. Maybe we'll do a little quieter this time. Build some dynamics. first three is the same as the other two. We have a little lick here at the end, so we're coming through. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Open E. Then here's your only fretted note. You're going to use your first finger at the 2nd fret of the 6th string. Then the rest are open. Open A string, open D string, back to open E, where you started, and then, okay? It's an actual little retard. It slows down. So you count it in time, 3. And then, if you play back by the bridge a little bit, you get a little bit of a sparkly sound. The first thing I would do is I would practice that strumming pattern till it's on automatic, because you're going to use it for almost the entire song. So just take one chord. It doesn't have to be G, it could be any of them, or any chord that's not even in this song. Just take one chord and practice strumming. Loop the sections that have the little changes. For instance, G8 to C add 9. Just practice changing on the first up. Then your next move, D to D sus. This is where strumming pattern changes, so you want to work on that. Here's another thing to practice with this is when you come out of D to D sus at measure 11, the next measure C add 9, you're back into the strumming pattern. The 5th bar of the chorus, we have this. Next bar, loop that. And of course you want to loop the sections of the bridge. Probably the spot most of you will loop is the 2nd measure of the bridge, where we go. As always, slow with the metronome, and then speed it up and get it to tempo. Fortunately, this is a ballad, so it never needs to go very fast at all. Thanks for joining me, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you enjoyed learning and practicing and playing Every Rose Has Its Thorn. Let me know how it goes. Please like and subscribe, and please check out my latest instrumental album. It's a guitar-forward, all original compositions. It is called In Defense of Daydreaming. You can listen to every track on my website. And the music for this lead sheet is also available at my website. And we will see you next video.